Hi there, everybody. This is Barbara, hippie homesteader wannabe. Thought I'd show you. I'm gonna do some cooking, but first I want to show you my earrings I made. They are amethyst. Just this is a real easy way to make earrings, where you just take a long wire piece and string up some beads on it, and then anyway. I'm going to make miso soup, and I'll show you the ingredients first that I'm going to use. I've got some silken tofu. This is extra firm. And I like this kind of tofu because it's shelf stable. And so you can buy it up, and have it on hand for later. And I like to get it from Vitacost. They're a real nice organization to order from. And then I have this white miso. It's the only kind I could find at my local health food store. So I've never made it with this kind. In fact, I'm not sure I've ever even opened this, but I guess I have, but haven't used it much. And then I have, this is like not recommended by the experts, but this is just some regular sushi nori. I'm making a mess here. Sushi nori for my seaweed, because you have to have some kind of seaweed to flavor your stuff. I've got clove of garlic here. Got a tiny little bit of sliced green onion. That's all I had. This is some shiitake mushrooms. They were dried and I've been soaking them, and actually I don't like the way they smell, but I have used them in cooking before and they actually tasted pretty good, so I'll probably not save the stock. I'll probably just pull the mushrooms out and chop them up. And then of course here are my bean sprouts. And if I think of anything else that's going in, I'll tell you, but right now I'm going to do a little bit of prep. Okay, I'm starting out with, I've got 4 cups of water here. I'm pouring in there. And I forgot to mention that I will also be putting in some Braggs Liquid Aminos to help season it up. So to that, let me do a little more prep. I'm actually going to cut the sushi nori into strips with scissors. Now, this is not authentic, obviously, but I did not have any kombu or any wakame, so this is the only kind of seaweed that I've got in the house. I've got 2 sheets, I believe, here. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the water and let it be heating up. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of the Braggs Liquid Aminos. To open this kind of tofu, you pull these sides up, and then it's got this little middle thing, and it shows you where you can cut. I watched somebody open one of these on YouTube a minute ago. So you cut these corners off. And what they did, instead of cutting down this middle thing, is they cut on the side. But I suppose it doesn't matter. I usually stick my scissors in underneath like that. And then, there's your tofu. I hold it over the sink and let a little bit of water fall out, and then I get it out and chop it or crumble it or whatever I'm going to do with it. I think I will put in the garlic. What I do is I press it, take my knife, scrape it like that, open it up, and then I usually kind of do this, kind of loosen it up, what's in there, run it through again a little bit, and I get a little bit more out. This is a Pampered Chef garlic press, and I really like it. It was a little expensive, but I've had it for, 15 years probably, and it's still going strong. Alrighty. This will be kind of gross, but I'm going to just pick these out and kind of squeeze them. And then I'm going to chop them up with a knife. This is that shiitake mushrooms. Yeah, I know that the soaking water can be strained. It might have some grit, sand, or whatever, but I don't like the smell of it, so I'm not going to use it. But I know there's nothing wrong with it. It just has kind of a yucky smell. So anyway, these are getting chopped up. They're going in. Altogether, that's probably about 1/4 of a cup chopped up after it was soaked. And you could, use a can of mushrooms. In fact, I may very well add a can of mushrooms to this. So, Well, should I or should I not? I think I will, and I'm going to include the liquid too because it's salty and got a lot of good mushroom flavor. When I recycle cans, I throw the lids out. I don't know if that's necessary maybe, but there that goes. That needs to be coming to a boil. Now I rinse this part out and throw it in the recycle bin. And then I'll go ahead and try to get this cut up. One thing you can do is you can kind of pull the little flaps on the back and sort of let some air in there, and then it'll slide out. A lot of times there's a little bit stuck inside, but this came out pretty easy. This silken kind, it's a little hard to get it to stay in chunks. It kind of falls apart, but what I like to do is try to go, parallel with the cutting board first, and then, like that. You've seen this done a million times, I'm sure, if you've watched anybody cook with tofu. It's backwards, but it's because I'm going to run into stuff if I do it the other direction. It's very left-handed. Okay, that's going to go in. I'm saving the miso for last. One reason I'm making miso soup is because with the possibility of illness in the air right now, this is pretty clean. I'm trying to have something with probiotics in it at least once a day. And miso is something with probiotics, but you want to wait and use it. You want to put it in after the soup is done. So you don't want to put it in while it's... So anyway, if you want to see what that looks like. I don't know if you can see that. My lighting, having this black stove makes the... Can you even see it? So it hasn't even come to a boil yet. I'm going to get it to come to a boil. Turn it up a little. So I'm going to go ahead and add a good handful of these bean sprouts. I don't even pretend that any of my Asian cooking is even remotely realistic. But, now these... Sometimes they will tell you on mung bean sprouts to take off the heads and tails. These have the heads and tails still on, and they've actually gone far enough to have some little leaves. So I would think that would be very nutritious. I'm going to try to bring this to a boil and maybe simmer it for 5 minutes or so before I add the miso, and then I'll garnish it with this little dab of green onion. Just for fun, I think for flavor I'm going to add a little handful. These are dried minced onion, like maybe, I don't know, a little over a tablespoon. We'll stick that in there and let that be reconstituting, I think would be the word. If you had it and you wanted to, at this stage you could put in some, like, matchstick cut carrot, perhaps, or grated. I think would be nice to have it kind of small, but, you can do any vegetables you want, really, whatever you have. These are the vegetables I have and that I'm kind of in the mood for. Just a little thought here, while we're waiting on it to come to a boil, is that these bean sprouts, if you're like trying to watch your carbs, they add that, noodle texture sort of to a soup. And anyway, just for what it's worth, it's a nice thing to, I miss, if I'm doing low carb, I miss those long strands of things like ramen noodles or whatever, or spaghetti. And so you can always do a zucchini through a veggetti or whatever they call those things, that turns spiralizer, that's the word. And so that's one thing you could put in if you wanted to make it more like a ramen or something, but you were watching your carbs. Or, if you're not watching your carbs, you could certainly throw a cake of ramen noodles in this. Something I think I'm going to do while I'm waiting on it here is I'm going to take some of this stock, like a ladle or two, in my big measuring cup here. And I'm going to, when it cools off just a little bit, I'm going to kind of dissolve the miso into it, so that it's a little bit easier to add to the actual soup. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to take about, this is like a large soup spoon. That's probably like 2 tablespoons of the stuff. I'm going to put that in there and let it kind of be dissolving. And I may get a whisk in there and work on it a little bit. I have one little whisk that's really nice for small things. Let me go get it. So it's come to a boil. This is the little blender whisk that I was talking about. It's really nice. It's a good size if you're stirring in something small, like in a glass, like a drink mix in a glass, or hot cocoa or something like that. Man, that's dissolving really nicely. So this is going to be sitting here whenever my cooking time is. I set it for 6 minutes on that, and then we'll see if everything's done to my liking. And then we'll add this when it cools off just a little bit. So there it is, simmering. And I think I will turn the burner down just a little bit. Leave the lid off for a minute. I took a little taste test since I had the camera on, and to me it tastes good. But then I'm pretty sweet to please. So anyway, you know, I think that's probably long enough. So here we go. I'm gonna actually let me let that cool off. Okay, that's cooled off some. I'm gonna make sure that's yep, that's all nicely dissolved. And then I'm going to stick the little green onions. You really need more than this, but whatever. It's what I had. It's actually one that's been sitting in there for a long time, and I don't know why I hadn't used it already. So that's it, basically. I'm gonna eat it here in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna give it a taste. Have it in my big breathe mug. Tastes good to me. It could stand a little more, probably a little more of the soy sauce type flavor, a little more umami. Traditionally, you know, miso soups are made with a fish component in the stock, which they call dashi, I believe. And a lot of times they use what they call bonito fish flakes. It's not like fish food, but it's a dried fish. So if you have access to an Asian cooking or grocery type store, then you can probably find some sort of dried fish that could be added to when you're making the stock. And then there's also better options available for the seaweed. But anyway, hope that was interesting to somebody, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching.